It's time to discuss this week's hottest topics in our latest edition of Hot Talk. Joining me are the host of the new show, incoming on Spotify, Joe Levy. From Just Jenny, one of my favorite shows on Sirius. Say hello to Jenny Hutt.
Hi.
And CNN anchor, Aisha Sase. Good to see you again. Okay. On Monday, Donald Trump announced that he's officially running for president. His speech highlighted his net worth, his real estate holdings, and the fact that America needs a leader who's not a loser. So, Jenny, could he actually win?
No freaking way! Oh my God, Wendy. First of all, if you're going to be running for president or president, then you need to have social grace and also kind of watch your words.
Yes.
And just a few months ago, he tweeted something, and you know, you put something on the internet, it's there for good.
Yes.
And it's back, and this is what he tweeted. If Hillary Clinton can't satisfy her husband, what makes her think she can satisfy America? Wendy, is that part of the job description for president?
Well, the thing about Donald, I find him to be very entertaining.
Yes. There's no doubt about that. You know, listen, as you may be able to tell from this accent, I'm not from around here. And I'm telling you, this makes me love America, only in this country. Could a man who has declared himself bankrupt 4 times, according to some counts, is a reality show host, think that he could be president? But I tell you, it's going to be a hell of an election race. It is going to be so interesting.
I loved how he was selling himself in his announcement. I am a tough negotiator. Like, you can sit down at the table with Vladimir Putin and say, Vlad, you do not have class. You are fired.
You're a loser.
I want you off the planet.
Yeah,
well,
he's so classy.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, according to some polls, 70% of Americans say they will never vote for Donald Trump. So then you have to ask the question, what is he thinking? Is this the ultimate ego trip?
Well,
that with
also,
those kind of stats,
and last
you
time
still
out,
run
he went
for
on
president?
the birther kick with Obama. He wanted to see the birth certificate.
Yes.
None of us have ever seen his hairline.
Right.
So, I mean...
That's what Lisa Lampanelli said yesterday. But you want to know what? Oh, you said about 70% would never vote for him. We took a poll at wendyshow.com, and 63% of people said they would never vote for him. I thought that the gap would be a lot larger. Let me just finish this, though. Donald Trump has almost as many Twitter followers as all the other 11 candidates combined.
Wow.
He has 3 million Twitter followers. The other ones combined have 3.6 million.
But Wendy,
I didn't say
it's a joke and he's funny.
He's funny.
Listen, and I think that, you know, one political commentator said Donald Trump is like the Kardashian of, you know, this election run.
Yes.
You know, he's got high name recognition. That's fine, but that's not how you win elections, and I think we all know that.
And he's gonna create great distraction. You know.
Those debates are going to be amazing.
Yes.
Are we all going to watch
Yes,
those debates?
absolutely. Okay, so now everyone is still talking about Rachel Dolezal, the white woman who's now black. This week she resigned as president of the local chapter of NAACP, and she also broke her silence on the Today Show. Let's look at this and then we'll talk.
Are you an African-American woman?
I identify as black.
When did it start?
I would say about 5 years old.
You began identifying yourself as African-American?
I was drawing self-portraits with the brown crayon instead of the peach crayon and the black, you know, black curly hair, and, you know, yeah, that was how I was portraying myself.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
What do you say, Isa?
You know, this story, you know, we've heard from her parents and family members who say that never happened. That's what they say. But listen, at the end of the day, she's lied. Yeah. I mean, I think that the facts support the fact that this notion that, you know, I'm black today, I'm white tomorrow,
right.
You know, it's not been some consistent thing. In 2002, she sued Howard University from the position of a white woman who claimed that she was being discriminated against.
By the way, she's also bisexual, so yeah, she's yeah.
So she seems to decide.
Yes, she's everything.
Yeah, she decides when she wants to be black or when she wants to be white.
Even in that interview, she went back and forth. She said at 5 she thought she was black, but at 16 she identified as white.
Right.
But here's the thing. I agree she's a liar and she's duplicitous. And even she posted a selfie on Instagram a while back saying the following: "Going with the natural look as I start my 36th year." Now, What's natural about her permed, blonde, white hair?
It's a
and
weave.
Tan skin.
Yeah.
I mean, here's a woman who you clearly, I mean, when I watch the interviews that she's done, to me, what I see is a woman who's in a lot of pain and has some kind of big issues.
Something is seriously wrong. I mean, she was on NBC News later in the evening after that Today Show appearance, and she said, you know, my birth certificate, I don't know, there's no DNA test. I don't know that those are my parents.
Okay. Oh, yes,
and there's something wrong with this woman. It goes back.
You
a
are the
long
race
way.
you are. You're born the race you are.
Well, no, I'll
right?
tell you when she'll get white real quick. When the cops pull her over on the turnpike, that's when she'll become white.
Take the makeup off.
Yes. What's making me chuckle about doing this entire story is that our graphic says black-ish. Anyway, she was good at her job at the NAACP. I must tell you, I feel as though, look, she won. She fooled all those people, and she also did a lot of African-American studies.
Yes, but she could have done that as she is.
As a white woman, I know, I get it. I didn't say did she have to resign? Do you think that she should have resigned?
Yeah, she had to resign. You know, if she has any commitment to the organization, she has to resign because she becomes a focal point for controversy. They can't get any work done. And the worst thing is, given all she believes in, she would have to acknowledge that what she's done is a matter of white privilege. You know, she can decide to change her race, and this is not an option open to black people.
No, listen, at the end of the day, she had to resign. It's a matter of integrity. She was shown to be lacking in integrity, to have lied so publicly for such a long time. But the other thing is, let's not forget, and I think it would be a disservice to not acknowledge all the white people who have worked a great deal for racial equality in this country and around the world. And she could have done that as a white woman. So let's not forget those people. But she decided that that wasn't good enough for her. At least that's how it seemed. She wanted to be on the inside as a black person.
I don't think she knew what she wanted, frankly, except to have that hair.
Okay, Bob Costas spoke out about Caitlyn Jenner. We're going to do more with Hot Talk and talk about that after these messages. So, we're back. So, with our Hot Talk panel. All right, so last week, Bob Costas spoke out about disagreeing on the decision to give Caitlyn Jenner the Arthur Ashe Courage Award at the ESPYs in July on ABC, a Wednesday night. Here's what he says. I'm pretty sure they could have found someone who was much closer, actively involved in sports, who would have been deserving of what that award represents. It's a crass exploitation play to pump up audience to attract eyeballs to the show. Well, it worked, because I'll be watching. And I also feel as though he deserves this award, Joe. Let's fight.
Look, you're not going to get a huge fight out of me. I think Costas is both right and wrong. Poor choice of words, crass exploitation, bad choice of words. But this is about ratings. He has a point. He was careful to say that he believed what Caitlyn Jenner is doing is courageous. He has a point as well. Well, we could have found someone more closely associated with sports. There's a point to that. But that said, this is a silly thing to argue over. Clearly, this award is deserved. It's totally fine. Pointing out that it's about ratings is also totally fine.
Yes.
I mean, Bob Costas has no dog in this fight. What is he doing? Let Caitlyn Jenner get what she deserves. And frankly, she deserves this brave reward.
Right, and I think arguing over who's more courageous, there are on Twitter you see this being played out. Lauryn Hill, the basketball player, had brain cancer, 19 years old, passed away. You know, courage isn't a competition.
So why is he bringing it up?
I mean, listen, I think, you know, to your point, absolutely right. You can argue all day long about whether there are people that are more courageous who deserve the award. But, you know, take the award and look at people who've received it in the past. Robin Roberts has won this award. Nelson Mandela's won this award. It's not always people who are closely tied to sports that have got it. So I'm okay with Caitlyn Jenner getting it because, let's face it, there's been quite a battle, you know, and Caitlyn...
And they probably fight over who gets this award every single year. The big deal now is that they just don't want to perhaps give it to a transgender person. And that's my thought. I think that being, you know, the great decathlon athlete that she is and was, and also being courageous enough in such a masculine field as sports to come out, say what you want, and we say a lot, but I believe that she deserves the award. And here, by the way, is the description. Although it is a sport-oriented award, it is not limited to sports-related people or actions, as it is presented annually to individuals whose contributions transcend sports. So,
yeah, it's an example.
Who got
of
it last year? The gay football player,
Michael Sam.
Yes, who's fallen off the face of the earth.
Where
is he still playing?
No.
I don't know. No. Anyway, thank you all for your opinions. For more information on all my panelists, go to wendyshow.com.